Hey everybody, it's Indigone, and I am back with episode 4 of my circulated Washington Registry set. So this is 1955 through 1959, the second half of the 50s, and believe it or not, I do not have any 55s or 55 Denvers. Ironically, 55 is the only date that I have a full BU roll of, but I have nothing I've sent in for slabbing. Nothing that I felt warranted going in for grading on either of those dates. They are a little bit better dates. They're much harder to find, and this is kind of a sneaky hard portion of the series. So the coins themselves are very, very common. They're conditional rarities, though. So, for instance, a 58. A 67 plus is actually the top pop. There are no 68s in 1958. It's just one of those things where they're extremely common coins. As you can see, I have most of the coins I have up here are 58s, and then 58 Denvers as well. These are extremely common dates, but they're very difficult to get high grades. So what I'm going to do is go through year by year. I do have them split up, so Philadelphia's and Denver's, because 54 was the last year for San Francisco's for circulation strike coinage for Washington's. So I'm going to go through these. I'm going to kind of talk about each coin a little bit and let you know which ones I plan to keep and which ones will be for sale. So let me kind of push these out of the way real quick, and I'll bring you back in, and we'll go ahead and get started. All right, so first off, we're going to start off with the 1956 Philadelphia. And before I get too far into this, I believe every coin in here, or most every coin in here, has a true view associated with it. So feel free to pause, look up the cert, see what the coin looks like on the true view, because I will admittedly tell you that the lighting in here is not the best for toning on these coins. But you can see this is a really, really nice example that is not a scratch on the hair, although it kind of looks like it. They're fingerprint marks. So you see some marking in this way, especially down here. I think this was some fingerprinting. Now, the reverse is very terminally toned, very, very dark. I do not think this one would plus at all, but it does have a ton of luster shining through. So it's still a very nice coin. It's just not a 67 plus. And it is a nice coin. I do plan to hold on to it for the foreseeable future. Next up is a 66, and again, it's not the most attractive toning, although I like the toning on this one much better than the last one. I like how the luster is just, popping on this coin. Now the tone is modeled, but the luster is just all there on this one until you get to the reverse, and then it's dark and it's terminal, but again, it's got nice luster. It's just too dark of a coin, I think, for a 7 in the current grading climate. I do think there was a time when they would have put that one in a 7 holder. I just do not think that is now. Next up is the 56 Type B reverse. This is the first year of the Type Bs. This is far and away the hardest Type B. A 65 Type B for a 56 is easily as valuable as the 66s in the other grades, or the other dates, I should say. This one appears to have a very, very late terminal die stage obverse die. It does have a few marks. It's got a mark on the ear there, one on the cheek, but just look how lacking the hair detail is. I mean, this coin looks like melted ice cream. The luster is all there, which the die deterioration kind of helps, but it's not a strong strike at all. The bow tie just looks like it's melting into the field. I mean, this coin, like I said, it really does. It looks like melted ice cream. There's no real definition. There's no hard line from the back of the hair to the field. It's just all mushy and blended. But the reverse with that proof reverse is very attractive. Much earlier dye stage. Now, admittedly, it's not super early because then you would expect to see some frost on it. But we do have the split between the E and the S, the arrows terminating behind the leaf, and the leaf touching the A here. So, very nice, very hard to get Type B reverse for 56. And then next up, we will move on to the 56 Denver, and both of these are the FS501. This MS65 is, I want to say, close to, or I think 66 might be my target grade on this one. Let me look at that real quick now instead of guessing. Okay, so for 56 Denver, the MS65 actually is my target grade. There are 5 MS66s, but I usually try to keep it within a point of the top pop or less than 10 higher on the variety. So this is my target grade on this one, and it is a beautiful example. Nice blast white coin. A little bit on the holder there. But it does have a few hits on the neck and things like that. So you see down here, there are some marks, but it is the RPM FS501. And I'll show you both coins, and I'll show you the RPM on this one. I also have an AU58 with a CAC sticker. Very nice coin on this one. You see some of those little micro scratches out in the field. Very nice coin here. This one came from Great Collections. And let me get this. There we go. So this is the RPM. That's the MS65 right there. And there is the AU58. The same RPM. This one's just a little flatter, but same RPM. It's a D over inverted D, I believe. And these two both are staying in my collection. Move this off to the side a little bit. I do not have a regular non-variety 56 Denver currently, so something to think about on that one. I do have, however, 2 MS67s for 1957. This one is a little bit darker. It's more of a terminal tone. It's got some that dark purple and dark blue to it. A few scratches on the holder, but again, these all have true views. It does have that one mark up there on the head. That was a little bit distracting to me. The reverse is very pretty. I love that kind of faded peripheral tone on this one. I think the reverse of this coin I like better. Obverse, I think I like this coin better. It's got some of that splotchiness to it, but very pretty. Very nice tone there. And on the reverse, it's attractive. I just don't think it's quite as attractive as the other 67. So I'll hold on to both those for right now. And then have 3 Type B reverses. And these are, let me zoom in a little bit. So 2 66s and then the 165. This is the nicer of the nicest of the 3. It does have some splotchiness to the tone. Not the most attractive coin, but it's the technical grade is correct. You see a little bit of hit on the eyebrow there. Reverse is a little bit nicer tone, but still very terminal, very dark. But it is a Type B reverse. Next up, this one has kind of like a chalky white look to it, and I'm not a fan of this look, if I'm being perfectly honest, but it is super original. That's how they look when they come out of mint sets sometimes. This being one of those coins. This one came out of a mint set, and again, super dark terminal-ish reverse tone, but again, type B reverse, 66. This one is probably going to be for sale, as will this one. This one I cherry picked out of one of those manila envelopes from my LCS, graded MS65. And I think it's the most attractive of the three coins, just eye appeal wise. But you see all these marks out here in the field. It is not as technically nice as those first two coins. But the reverse is beautiful on this one. And it's a very nice example for somebody who just wants a Type B reverse. So there are the 57 Phillies. I only have one 57 Denver, and it is the misplaced mint mark FS 501, and this one's kind of a low grade. It's a 64, and my target on the misplaced mint mark is, I want to be at a 6, or no, 65, sorry, 65 on this one. And I'm only at a 64. I would like a little bit nicer. There are enough to go around to satisfy that, but I will show you that misplaced mint mark real quick. Nice blast white coin though, and it is, let's see, right here. So it's gonna be a little hard to see, but there's a D mint mark up here over top of this wreath. Let's move this a little bit, and right there you can see it. All right, next up is 1958 Philadelphia, and again, this is an extremely common date. On this one, I was targeting a 67 plus, and as I mentioned earlier, that is actually the top pop. There are 66 of them, but this one is a top pop coin, and it is very, very pretty. It's a little dark. I'll be the first to admit that, but the tone is gorgeous. The luster is all there. Super mark free. Got some that nice golden, fiery orange tone on the back. Right there. Very nice coin. This one, I do believe it also has True Views. I can't remember or not, but I know this one does. This one has that kind of white pasty look like I was talking about on the last one. It was enough for a 7 on this one. It's not as intrusive as the 57. And that reverse tone probably helped push it over the edge there. You see that kind of pink and purple and orange there. Very, very pretty coin. And this one is CAC certified. I will be holding on to both of those. But I believe these next three are all going to be up for sale. This one is very nice as well. This one I do think is clean enough for a 7. I just don't think it has the luster, especially on the obverse. I don't know that, or maybe it's just the tone, but you see that kind of splotchiness to the tone. It's just not enough. You see a little mark on the cheek there. Not enough to push it into a 7. The reverse is probably a 7, but they don't split grade anymore, so it is what it is. Next up is a 66, and this one is the same kind of thing as the last one. It's that dark, splotchy, mint set tone to it, that dark blue. The reverse is much nicer. It's kind of a blast white reverse for the most part, with a little bit down at the bottom. Just not a pretty eye appeal on that one, but overall still a really nice coin. And then a MS65, really nice, tons of luster on this one. Does have a few contact marks, got a little bit of album toning to it, and the reverse is more of the same. Very nice blast white. Does have this very interesting die crack coming out of the back of the eagle's head there. That's kind of cool. And then I do have a 1958 Type B reverse. This one is an MS65, and it is nice coin, but it is a little baggy. Overall, the reverse, again, same as always. The reverse is a little bit nicer. Got that nice Type B reverse. I haven't been able to prove it yet, but I think these retired proof dies were paired with pretty late stage obverse dies, which is why you don't usually find super nice obverses with these Type Bs, but you know, not too bad. All in all, and I don't think the strike was really the problem on that one anyway. It was the bagginess on that. All right, so next up is 1958 Denver. And I do have an MS66 of this one. Not the best luster, kind of dark, kind of terminal tone there. You see it's just not the best eye appeal on this one. It's got a mark on the nose there. But, again, overall, still a really nice coin. Do like the luster on it. But it's kind of hard to compete with these two, right? So, this is the one that I just sent off and got back from grading, and you do see a little bit of bagginess out here in the field, and there is a contact mark down there, but overall, beautiful coin, really nice tone. The reverse is all there. Very nice coin. MS67 on that one. That one, I'll probably send that one to CAC at some point, but I don't expect that one to sticker. This one, however, I kind of do. So you see there are a couple bag marks out here in the field, admittedly, but just look at the overall fields on this. Look at the tone. Look at the neck, that pink on the neck there. And then the reverse is just really nice. This one I'm probably going to try to send to CAC and possibly back to PCGS to see if I can get a plus on this one. It's just really, really nice in hand. I think I've seen plus graded coins that I don't like as good as this one, and I've seen some straight graded 67s that were as good, if not better. So sometimes I think it's just luck of the draw. All right. Next up is 1959 Philadelphia. Nothing crazy tone there, a little bit mottled. Got a mark or two on the forehead there. And then on the reverse, got a mark out there in the wing, out here on this wing. But otherwise, very nice coin. This one is an MS66. And the Type B reverse for this year is a 65. And again, this one's kind of got a little bit of a similar look to the 56, but it's not quite as terminal die state. But it does have a little bit of die deterioration starting. You can kind of see things getting a little bit mushy there. You see it makes the fields really pop, but you don't have quite as strong a definition. Like back here on this hair curl, it's not like a nice hard crease line. The front of the bust is pretty solid still, but it's like the back is starting to go terminal on the die state. But nice Type B reverse. Got a little bit of splotchy tone, but not bad. And then last, we have the 1959 Denver. And again, this one you saw in the same order as that last 58 Denver, or two of those 58 Denvers. And this one is just a monster toner. Very nice coin. Does have that mark that's holding it back from a 67 out there in the field. You take that away, and this is every bit of a 7 plus. The reverse, very nice. It's got some of that kind of rusty splotch tone to it. Very nice coin. And then have a 59 Denver RPM FS501, and I will show you that in just a second. This one is a little baggy. Again, you got some marks right there on the field. A little bit. Honestly, I wouldn't have been surprised had they called this a 58. I think that's probably accurate. I think 63 was a little generous, but I'm not going to complain either. I think it's an exceptional 58 or an okay 62. I think 63 is a little high on this coin. Again, being perfectly, completely transparent, it's my coin, and I still think it's probably, this one was probably overgraded just a little bit. But as you can see, it is the RPM. You see the vertical bar right there. So it's punched south of the original mint mark. Very cool coin. Very, very neat RPM. Even if the coin is overgraded a little bit, this is a nice variety to have. I am trying to find a nicer one, but I'm happy to have an example for right now. For that one, I am looking for, let's see, I am looking for a 65. So I have a 3, I'm looking for a 5. There are, let's see, where are we? There are 5 and 3, 10 and 4, 5 and 65, and then 1 and 66. So I will be looking to upgrade that one at some point, but again, I have an example. It's better than nothing. Let me go ahead and kind of sort through these again, and I'll show you what I'm keeping, what's in my current registry, and then what I will be selling. All right, so these are the coins that I am keeping in my collection for now. Yes, there are a few duplicates for now, including both 57 and 58, but I'm going to keep keep a few extras for right now. Figure out what I want to end up with permanently. I don't have to sell all of these right now, but these are the ones I will be keeping, and these are the ones I will be selling. And none of these are junk. There are 5 MS66s, including some varieties, or that type B, and then there's 2 65s, including, again, a toned variety there as well. Hope you enjoyed this. I will be back sooner than the time in between episode 3 and 4 here with the first half of the 60s. So it'll be 60 through 64 covering the silver Washingtons, and then I'll move into the clad. But hopefully you enjoyed this. If you did, please hit that thumbs up, and if you'd like to see more, please consider subscribing, and thanks for watching.